Good morning. Well, I see we all survived the snow apocalypse this week. How many of y'all are ready for spring? Amen. Ready for that. So we're going through the 10 commandments, and now we're at the last one, the 10th commandment. And I hope this is something that you've gotten something out of. The Bible is so good, and there's so much rich stuff in it. The 10 Commandments are like an undergirding structure from which you build a moral life. We think of it as a house that's got different parts to it that they're framing up. And so these 10, and I know that all of you could do them by heart, right? Most of you can't read that, can you? Say it with me. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make idols. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. And you shall not covet. So this is what we're at, the 10th commandment. You shall not covet. You might ask yourself, what does covet mean? Well, before we get there, let me say a little bit more about it. Let's look at it. Exodus 20:17. It reads this: You shall not covet. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You ever look at somebody's house and say, boy, that's a nice house? You should not covet your neighbor's wife. No, don't. We'll go there. But long for something someone else has. Don't covet your neighbor's wife or his male or female servant, his ox, his donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. The word covet means to yearn, to possess, or to have something. It's more intense than just want. You can want something, and it really not be wrong, but to really focus, to yearn, to possess, or have something, to see something that somebody's doing and think, man, they are so good, they are so successful, they are so beautiful, they are so smart, or whatever you could think of. And we do this. Chances are that at some point in your life, you have been satisfied with something, and then you take a look over at somebody else that has something else, and you think, gosh, I wish I had that. There's a guy named Craig Groeschel that I think is going to be speaking at this upcoming Ignite conference the men are going on. Excuse me. And he tells this story that I think is very appropriate. He says when he was a young kid, he played a practical joke on his sister Lisa. Now Lisa and him and Craig had the same birthday, December the 2nd. And on December the 2nd, he would get a card and she would get a card. They're 3 years separated them.